Amor tan lindo, hermoso. Ay, qué lindo. Qué mi amor tan chiquito. We are going to buy
Amor
pan.
mío.
Oh, vamos a comer pan. Sí. So that we can eat. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, let me get something. Nana, can you make we need
Uh-huh.
a tomatillo sauce?
Tomatillo sauce.
No one makes a tomatillo sauce like Nana. It's the best. ¿Cuántos tomatillos?
Like 10 tomatillos.
10 tomatillos. Can you say cookies in Spanish? Can you say galletas? We make gorditas with
Al pastor,
carne
carne.
pastor pork.
And steak, fried steak.
Carne.
Yeah.
Asada.
Con cebollitas verdes, green onions, but big bulb of onions, with green tomatoes and tomatillos. That has the husk. We have with a lot of cilantro,
Nopales.
the fresh cilantro, nopales, the cactus, and
Black beans. We had black beans.
black beans,
Queso fresco.
quesito,
Quesito fresco.
avocado,
Y crema.
crema,
This is the
lemon, of
limon.
course. Hello, my name is Evelia. I am from Mexico. The state is Veracruz. It's on the coast of Mexico, on the Gulf Coast. My city is Costa Rica.
Well, my name's Soyuki, and I was born in Mexico, same town that Nana mentioned, and we left when I was 7, almost 8.
We came to Lake Worth. Yeah, I remember what she ate. Burgers, and that was marvelous for her, not for me.
I think we went through, looking back, it must have been a Dairy Queen that also served food. And because we came here by bus and then by car, so it was a drive-through, so that was already something new. Like, whoa, you can drive through and get food. And I got hamburger, fries, and I think probably an ice cream sundae. And I was like, America's the best. I'm never going back. So that was my first impression. It was very culinary. And I was like, this is good.
Mm-hmm. Not for me. And I was like, oh no, the mayo on the little packets, and no, this is not food for me. So I couldn't even smell that food. And from there, everything was like rejection.
For us, the biggest difference was the taste of the dairy. There it was very fresh. Like here, now you have this movement of farm to table and of local. But this was in the 90s when it was 89, 90 when we came here. And so, the concept of like really big supermarkets, like we didn't have that. You had your vendors coming, and we had supermarkets, but it wasn't part of the day to day. And here, it's like you had to go and you had to get the food. So everything just tasted different. The only thing that tasted the same was the Coca-Cola.
That was the only thing.
Coca-Cola.
But it took us a long time to find the places and to find the food that we were able to eat.
So when we got here, it was just Winn-Dixie and Publix, right? There was no little niche Mexican grocery stores, and slowly as the labor, right? Because where are the laborers that support these stores? So as the migrant labor increases, you start seeing the pockets of businesses that are catering.
So the way that I cook now, and the way that my kids cook too, it is not Mexican because we were integrating everything that we could find here, and we got used to these flavors, and now we are happy.
Hello. Hey, good. So this is something called Inca Cola. It's the kind of like the Peruvian soft drink. This goes really good with like Chinese Peruvian food and ceviche. Really good. And you see it's like yellow. This one over here is one of the most popular dishes from Peru. Every city that is in front of the coast, like Mexico or Colombia, Ecuador, Chile, in South America, they all have ceviche. You mix it with the sweet potato and a little bit of crunchiness from the cancha, a little bit of the choclo, the corn. So this one over here is called chaufa. That's the Peruvian Chinese dish that I told you. It's like our Chinese Peruvian fried rice. So it's basically fried rice with eggs, peppers, scallions, soy sauce, a little bit of salt, pepper, and chicken. We're gonna go now to this is my favorite bodega where you can find all the ingredients.
Way possible. Happy 30 day to you.
This is one thing that my grandma used to drink. This is called uña de gato. It's really good for your health. Like you boil this and you drink it as like tea, hot tea. Oh, we also eat a lot of quinoa. Look, quinoa. It's very popular now everywhere, right? We've been eating quinoa like for centuries. My name is Jorge Chereguino. I'm originally from Peru, Lima, Peru. I've been living here in South Florida since 2000. Well, I've been living here in America since 2001. Once I moved here to America, I remember my first meal was in a buffet. I was like so surprised that there's like a little bit of everything. Like there's salads, there's meat, different kind of food, you know. I think it was like Golden Corral. That was my first introduction to American food. And I was like, this is awesome, but it was not my food, you know. Almost 23 years later, I mean, I'm not a big fan of American food because I didn't grow up like eating American food. I'm not a big fan of barbecue. I don't eat red meat, you know. That's why I always come back to my food, you know, Peruvian food. Anywhere I live, I always look for the best local Peruvian restaurants, Peruvian food restaurants, and I go there to feel close to home, you know, and be in contact with my culture. And yeah, the very first time that I cooked Peruvian food was back when I used to live in New York City, like in 2008. Yeah, like 7 years after I moved here. Cook my own food, you know. Wow. Yeah. I was lucky enough to live in New York City. You know, there's like a lot of, there's a lot of cultures over there in New York City. At first I was living in Jackson Heights, this city called Jackson Heights, which is like very Latin populated. And I found so many bodegas over there, and I was lucky to find like the different ingredients that I used to cook Peruvian food. Once I moved here to South Florida, everything was like more dispersed. So whenever I wanted to cook some food, I was riding my car. I was taking a ride all the way to Hollywood Beach from back when I used to live in Sunrise, like West Sunrise. I used to drive all the way to Hollywood Boulevard to go to a bodega to get some ingredients to cook. Nowadays, like there's like some specialty Hispanic food sections, like in Winn-Dixie or Publix, but there's not a lot of variety. So that's why I go to this bodega that we went today, the Lucky Market. This is the recipe book that my aunt created. You see, I still like dedicated to our grandma Maria Josefa Galindo Ronceros de Cheleguino, alias Pepa. That was her nickname, Pepa, who taught us to enjoy the good Peruvian food, you know. And we have like different things. I have like salads and creams, even like drinks. Like whenever I wanna cook something, I just check the recipes. I get all the ingredients and I just cook them. Some ingredients are difficult to find, so I just need to Google like what's gonna be a good what's the word for that? Substitute for that ingredient. Food, what food means to me, it's like my connection to my culture, like connection to my family. I don't live with my family. I've been living here on my own for more than 20 years. Eating specifically Peruvian food, it reminds me of all my days in my childhood when I used to get together with my aunts, my uncles, my family, my cousins, and we used to cook Peruvian food, drinking Inca Cola, our Peruvian soft drink.
I think that food is the connection in our hearts. You know, no, it's not just to fill our need in the
Our
stomach,
body.
our
It
body.
feeds your soul.
Is yes, and in Mexico we say, your stomach is full, your heart is happy.
Say it in Spanish.
Es estómago lleno, corazón contento.
It always sounds better in Spanish.
But really, it's not just about the food. It's about the spirit, the connection, like the bridge between here and there.